everyone, happy Tuesday. I wanted to stop by over here and make sure to share some value with this on this glorious Tuesday. And I hope first and foremost that your week is started on a high note and that it's rolling over in the same way and that it's just getting better and better. And I want to talk today about 4 simple tools that you can use already today or tomorrow in your business to get more sales. If you want to know how to get better at sales process and you want to know how to get sales already tomorrow, make sure to stick around, buckle your seats, get ready. It's time for liftoff. Before we get into it, I want to make sure to let you know that if you have any questions, post them in the chat box. Light up the chat box. I will say, though, that I'm unable to answer them right now because of what I'm doing. I'm looking at the back end of the cell phone, can see them, can answer them, and I promise I will do it later. And why I did it is because you can actually see all the writings over here. Also, make sure to share this video with anyone that you think can benefit from that, because what is going to happen is I want to serve you. I want to give you the tools, tactics, strategies today, but I also want to make sure that we maximize on that and we can impact positively as many lives as humanly possible. And if you just show it or share it with one person, my mission is complete. So, with that said, let's jump into this and talk about 4 simple tools that we normally exercise in our day-to-day lives that we understand and we can implement already tomorrow if we're a little bit strategic about it, if we're a little bit conscious about how we go about it. And first tool that is going to help us increase sales, and we need it to close any sales, is rapport. Now, what is rapport? Now, that is a relationship that you have with your prospective client. Now, some of you that are veterans in sales, you know what that means. But basically, it's a relationship of understanding between 2 or more people. There is cognitive resonance. What that means, there is a commonality, a language spoken on the same wavelength. Now, there's different ways how to develop a strong rapport with a prospect. You can talk about some commonality, some common traits, some common interest. You can have a laugh or two with them, make them smile. That's a very powerful rapport building tool. Also, asking questions, super important. But I think the most important way and the strongest and the most powerful way to build rapport is listening. Active listening is such a powerful tool to build rapport because it exacts more energy to listen than to talk. And in sales, they say, 2 ears, 1 mouth. You want to listen more than you speak. But there's another thing is when you're trying to earnestly, really genuinely understand a unique point of view of another person and they feel understood, and if you can articulate the predicament or situation better than they can do themselves, there is a strong kinship, there's a strong relationship, there is cognitive resonance that we talk. You match, you speak same language, and that is a powerful place to be in and necessary step to be in if you want to close sales consistently, predictably. Second tool that we have, and it's close second, is questions. Now, I put questions, and excuse for this very bad handwriting, as you already know probably if you've seen any of my videos. I'm not a very great at this. I just give you a visual representation of what I'm saying, and hopefully this is legible enough how you understand. But I put questions only second to rapport because if you ask some questions that are intimate, that are a little bit invasive, and if you don't have that rapport, people will not answer on those questions. If they do, they're not going to answer truthfully. But that said, questions are incredibly powerful. I think questions are king or queen, if you will. We need to be masters of asking right questions, because when you ask the right questions, you get right answers. And with them, when you ask a proper question to a prospect, when they say anything, if you ask the right question, whatever they say, it's unequivocal, undoubtable truth. If you say something, they can or tend to doubt it. But if they say it, it's 100% fact, and true because they have said it. Also, with questions, you uncover needs, wants, desires, proclivities, some of their past experiences, their goals, outcomes, their dreams. You can uncover some pain that they're going through or they have gone through or they can possibly go through without your support or service that you offer. You can also paint a picture and ask about the certain pleasure that your product or service will provide. Also, you uncover values and you can align with those values, and later on in the presentation you can show them how making a decision is going to be consistent with those values that you have uncovered. Another thing what questions do for you is you uncover objections. Not only uncover, you can squash objections, you can pre-frame, reframe, deframe objections. So questions are super powerful, and we need to be masters of that because that is, I think it's one of the most important tools in life in general, especially in sales. Third, what we need to have is congruency. Now, what is that? Basically, it's a big word, but what that means is that your verbal communication and nonverbal communication matches, that it says exactly the same thing. If I say we will do this in a week or in a month and we will close this by the end of the month, that means everything. My eyes, my mouth, my body language, my tonality, timbre, tone, everything matches exactly what I said. If I say we're going to close this at the end of the month, that's incongruent because there is dissonance, there is inconsistency, and if you have this, all this doesn't really matter because now you're losing on the element of trust. And if you are not trusted, there is hardly, unlikely any chance for you to close any deal in your life. So you have to be congruent. Everything actually must exude what you have said. Body language, tonality, posture, voice, everything says and speaks exactly the same thing. And the fourth tool is state management. Now, state management is actually very important because at the end of the day, what sales is on a rudimentary basic level is transfer of emotion. Transfer of certainty, clarity, conviction, courage, sympathy, empathy, compassion, enthusiasm, excitement, and all the myriad of emotion that you can transfer. The gist is it's important to transfer the right type of emotion in the right time so you can have the most amount of impact. But also we need to be able to manage our own state because you can't really transfer something that you don't have. You can't transfer certainty if you don't have certainty. You can't transfer compassion if you don't have compassion. You can't transfer enthusiasm if you don't have an enthusiasm. But also sometimes in sales and negotiation and in life, things really don't go your way. You know, how do you discipline your disappointment? You can't, if the going is getting tough or the negotiation is not going your way, if you get angry, upset, or if there's a disappointment that you feel, you're going to transfer that emotion, and that means not only that you're not managing your state, but you're transferring and actually leading them into that state that is destructive, that is detrimental, and that is disempowering. So you need to have that empowering state so you can transfer it. So let's quickly recap. Have rapport. You need to be able to connect with that person. You have questions. You need to be master of questions because questions give you answers. The better the questions, the better the answers. Now you don't want to just interrogate. You need to be able to be in a position to ask the right type of questions that are going to give you empowering answers. Congruency, your body language, tonality, and every nonverbal piece of communication must match everything that you actually say. They have to be in sync. And state management, you need to be able to manage your emotional state. These are the 4 tools that I wanted to give you for today. Simple, yet powerful. And I warn you, don't dismiss it as being simple, because if you do so, you're going to miss out on an incredible opportunity to increase your sales with something that is very, very simple. You don't need to know any tools, closing tools, techniques, and all that good stuff, which is helpful. It's useful. But this is a foundational stuff that is ensuring, if you do it properly, you're going to close more sales. Make sure to let me know what you think about it. in the chat box. Let me know if you liked it or not, which part you are great at, which you can do better. Make sure if you have some unclarities about any of these aspects. And also I wanted to say, if you want to go and learn a little bit deeper about this, obviously this is just the tip of the iceberg. I have a program that I do. I have coaching, consulting, and different various programs that I offer. Make sure to peruse and check my resources on the website. You have on my profile links. Also, you can DM me if you want to work with me, and if you want to just ask me a question, I'll be happy to help. Give you the support that you need, because it doesn't really matter. We all want more sales. You can have the best idea, best product, best service, best anything. If it's not sold, nothing will happen with it. And if you're already a great salesperson, there's always another level. And as Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that you have had when you have created a problem. And sometimes we don't realize there's a problem, and it doesn't have to be a problem. It can just be another opportunity to go to the next level. Because for next level of life, you need next level of thinking. If you are interested in that, make sure to let me know. I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to serve. So with that all being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Albert. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy rest of your week. And as always, I'm going to say I'll see you out and about. Stay great.